normally services negotiation in the AfCFTA and also in the WTO are done in accordance to a classification which groups all services into 7 sectors, such as business, finance, communication, transport, etc. And then finance is classified around 11 into 11 places. So banking, insurance, I don't know, maybe reinsurance within insurance, etc., etc. So that element, like I said, that's where the question comes from. That element for WTO is undefined, and then we get to decide where we make commitments. But for the AfCFTA, the negotiation mandate has been done, has been already decided upon, which would mean that member countries have already decided to make commitments in these 5 sectors where finance is included. Now, it's up to Ethiopia to actually finish the negotiations, which we are expected on January 2022. They haven't yet started. So it means, a country will provide an offer, another country would accept an offer or provide a counter offer, etc., etc. So these negotiations will take more or less a year and a half. With the way how things are, it could take a little bit more. But I think the deadline is January 2022. Now, so within that, the modality is expected to come up with a minimum commitments. Now, again, it's up to Ethiopia to actually, totally abandon these negotiations and still be within the AfCFTA, yet outside it for services or goods negotiations. So there could be a whole lot game around this, but it's expected that at least the negotiation mandates within each sectors, including finance, will come up with a minimum subsector to be liberalized. So the minimum could be 1, 2, or 3, but I think there will obviously be a minimum of 1 if the sector is already under the negotiation mandate of the members. So the reason why I picked up lease financing is that it's because that's the only sector that's already open for foreign investment, and I think that's the least problematic for Ethiopia to offer. What are the additional 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 10 sectors that Ethiopia needs to offer? It's unknown. But again, like I said, I think if I could take 30 seconds out of this, I think one lesson that we've seen until now during this negotiation process is all institutions, agencies, haven't actually taken a responsibility on their own to, proactively understand where they would like to see their sector in terms of openness, competition, etc., both transport, finance, education, health, etc., etc. And these negotiations have actually done exactly that. So I guess now the ball is in the regulator's court to actually see, what are the at least 1 or 2 or 3 sectors that they could envisage to open up if the AfCFTA thing, if the push comes to shove. The main important message, I guess, for the AfCFTA negotiations is there is a political responsibility that's imposed on Ethiopia compared to a WTO accession process. We are the sitting, the African Union Commission sits in Addis Ababa, including this economic organization, and we can't somehow stay away from it compared to the WTO. So you can already see that there is a little bit of pressure on the government, but then it's up to us to actually say, look, here I see a space where we don't feel what you call a threat, but rather an opportunity for us to use it and to exploit it.